Joy Olson here, BlockBuster Fundraising. Good afternoon. We are excited to be here with you today, and we are hoping that you will enjoy this particular broadcast. Hi, it's Joy. We are talking today about lapsed donors. And I have recently read a wonderful blog, a blog that I subscribe to and pay for, called The Agitator. It's good. And Roger Craver, Roger. He has been talking about lapsed donors. And boy, oh boy, that is interesting because our lapsed donors have once been there for us, once were committed and supported us, and now all of a sudden they've disappeared. So we want them back. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Why in the world do they leave, and how do we get them back? And I think that you're going to enjoy this particular infographic because it is so revealing. It's kind of sickening in a way. Now let's look at this. Can you believe this? That 5% of our lapsed donors, they thought that we didn't need them anymore. Holy smokes, that is terrible. And 8%, this is even worse, never received any information on how the monies that they donated to us in the past were used. That's unconscionable. We need to let them know what kind of impact their dollars are having. Now this one is a killer. 9% have no memory at all of supporting us. And I think that's really depressing. Actually, I've had that happen to me before. They've called someone, and it was for an animal organization that I was development director, and they honestly didn't remember supporting us. They were supporting so many other animal organizations. So what does this mean? We have to get our mission. It has to be strong and clear, and we have to communicate with them often enough that they clearly remember us. Well, 13% never got thanked for donating. Now for donating, that is horrible. That I can assuredly tell you as development director and as executive director never happened with our donors, and hopefully it's not happening with yours. But I will tell you that as a donor to another organization, it did happen to me, and it made me infuriated. In fact, I'd made a rather large, for me, 5-year pledge, made my first year part of it, and never heard a word. So you know what I did? I thought about it, agonized over it for about 2 or 3 months, and I called and canceled my pledge. I thought, this is just ridiculous. They don't appreciate me enough. I've got other people that would. Well, 16% of our lapsed donors have died, and there's certainly nothing we can do about that, and we feel sad about it, but it's certainly not our fault. But 18% of our donors have left us because of poor service or communication, and that is something we can really change and make a huge difference, and we should feel great impetus to do that. We should have great service and wonderful communication with our donors. And 36% of our lapsed donors, this is a lot, 36% of our donors, over 1/3 of our lapsed donors, think that there are other missions, other nonprofit missions that are more deserving. So do you see how important it is that you get your mission out there, that you show them the fabulous impact that their gift is going to have, what a difference they're going to make? Because 36% of them feel like other people are doing a lot better. And 54% of the donors out there are lapsed because they can no longer afford to be a donor. something's coming up that I think really addresses that aspect really beautifully, because times change and people's fortunes change. So you don't want to let the people that can no longer afford it away from your mission and from their past commitment. Thank them for that. Keep them close to your heart. And they probably have what they call social capital. They may be down on spending capital, but they have once loved your organization, and there are probably a lot of nice things that people that have once loved you can do for you with their network. So don't let them away. I've got a quote in here that comes up in a few minutes that you'll love that relates to that. All right, so now we know why our donors are missing. What's happened to our donors? Well, do we give up? And what is a lapsed donor? We've always considered at the organizations that I've been with, a lapsed donor is someone that after 2 years you just haven't, you just don't hear from anymore at all. And now we know why they're leaving. And we have to remember something about our donors. They say, this is a quote, good donors aren't born, they're made. We have to help every one of our donors understand how important they are to our mission, the impact, the wonderful things that they are achieving with their support. So because our donors are going to decide whether to stay or leave because of our communicating how important our mission is, and how important really our mission is because of them, because they make it happen. So we have to remember that we have to provide services, experiences, and communications to get our donors to stay. Okay, so now here's what to do. And I've put a link below this broadcast on a great article you'll want to read. And this is by Mary Bogucki, and she is at Emergent. And she's written this wonderful article on really how to get your lapsed donors back. I'll show you a little bit about what she gets into all kinds of things, and you don't want to really, I'm not putting this up for you to read this, but she talks about in this article who you should go recapture, where to spend your budget, how to spend your budget on a lapsed mailing so that it will really make a difference, because this is very important when you're budgeting out for lapsed and acquisition mailings, and you want to get it right. And your lapsed are like gold. They're golden. So you want to make sure that you spend at least 25% of your budget on the lapsed people that you know you've got a great chance of recapturing. So who are those people? And Mary will answer that in this article, and I'll put it up. But anyhow, she says, look for any of your donors that have given you at least $10, and donors that have given you $15 with 2 or more gifts of that level in 2 consecutive years. They're good. They've got great potential for revenue generation and recapture. So I know that you're going to really enjoy what this article, and again, that link is down below. And so I want to tell you a few little things that Mary talks about recapturing here. She said, $10, a gift, only one gift of $10 and under, forget that. Budget for the recapture of higher end. Spend some time here and identify only the best candidates, because you're going to spend your budget dollars on the best candidates. And you want to treat any of those lapsed monthly donors entirely differently. And in this article, she's got a great plan for that. So you want to read it. You'll love it. She says, handwriting on the outside of the envelopes for your lapsed donors is really important. That's a do you want to do. And think about budgeting this. Talk to your executive director. Think about budgeting first class postage. She says it makes a huge difference in recapturing those lapsed donors. Have a great "We have missed you" message, and a heartfelt one. And while you've been away, this is what we've done, and we have missed you because you could have made it even better. Ask, Mary says, ask for the last gift amount that they gave. And she thinks that that's a great idea. And then she has this one wonderful quote that she says, use the friends for life approach. And I hope I have that quote real handy here, because it's really wonderful. She says, you know, we don't have to be best friends for life, but we are friends. You have once been a part of our family, and perhaps this is the day that you want to rejoin our family. You just want to stay in touch. You want to connect with these people, your people. They're people that have held your mission close to their heart at one time. So reach out to them, tell them how important they are, and find out. Make phone calls. Find out, why did they leave? And that's the easiest way, is to make that phone call and gather some information, get them back, or make an appointment, see them if they're the higher end donors. Hey, I have really enjoyed this today, and I'm so happy that you're here. And I hope that you'll join us from time to time at BlockBusterFundraising.com. And we have, I think, a great Facebook page, all kinds of the best fundraising thought leaders in the business. I repost what they're doing and saying, great blogs. And it's just a great way to stay in touch with not only the best practices, but the latest technologies and the latest creative ideas to help make your fundraising a blockbuster success. The joy of fundraising. It's a wonderful way to help people and places and animals that you love through nonprofit fundraising, and it's wonderful to be able to do it well and raise all kinds of money that it's going to do so much good. So BlockBuster Fundraising wants to help you do just that. Have a great day. Welcome to September. Can you believe it? And hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.